All right, welcome to the channel here, Moina Bass Fishes. This is the recap of day 2 at the 2022 MLF Tacklewarehouse Pro Circuit event on Pickwick Lake. Before we get into that, as I've been doing all this week, I am starting these videos off with a little something to say about my dad, because this week in this tournament I have dedicated to my dad, who did pass away March 31st. And let me just say, this is what I want to say. I would not be a professional fisherman if it were not for him. I thank him for introducing me to the sport of fishing. He introduced me to a lot of things. He introduced me to several sports. I mean, he was in the sports. My grandpa was in the sports. So, I mean, basketball, hockey, baseball, wrestling, football. I mean, I enjoyed all that stuff. Wasn't the greatest. But fishing he introduced me to, and that was something that I just took off with it. So the point is, if it wasn't for him introducing me to all these different things and me finally discovering what I really like to do and was passionate about, I thank him for that. And and then the message to all you dads out there, spend time with your kids. I thank my dad for spending all that time with me. I mean, he took me fishing countless times, all the time. And maybe that's because when he didn't, I remember when I was really young, if he didn't take me fishing, he would pull away from the driveway and I'd be in tears because I didn't get to go fishing. So I thank him for that. And also, when he saw that this is what I love to do, he made sure that I had access to fishing. And by that I mean, when I got old enough to drive, he would allow me, I didn't have a boat, but he would allow me to take his boat. So, and it didn't matter how long. If it was the middle of the summer and I was out of school, and I said, Dad, you mind if I take the boat to Leech Lake for a week? Fine. He said, go ahead. So I would sleep in the campground in my station wagon, or what? No, that was the I think that was the Buick LeSabre back at that time. I'd sleep in the back seat with his boat hooked up, and I'd fish all week there. And I'd pretty much live on a jar of peanut butter and a loaf of bread for the week. But dang it, I had the musky fever. So anyhow, and it didn't matter. I mean, rarely did he ever say, no, you can't take it. In fact, I cannot even recall a single time when he said, no, you can't take the boat. And that was in spite of the fact that there were on more than one occasion I brought the boat back with the prop tore up, the lower unit tore up, other mishaps, other things gone wrong. He didn't like it. He'd get upset about it. But he would pay the bill to get the stuff fixed, and the very next time I asked if I could take the boat, he would give me the green light. So thank you, Dad, for that. And that just is a testament to how much he cared about the success of that I would, in my pursuit. He certainly wanted the best. So now, Pickwick Lake. Today, day 2 was greater than day 1 for me. And that's saying something, because day 1 wasn't bad. I was in 33rd. But what that means now is I climbed the standings, and I am now in 12th place. I had 16 pounds, 11 ounces. Largely due in part because I did get a kicker today. It was a fish, somewhere in that 5, I didn't weigh it, but guessing, in that 5-pound range. And then I managed to, I caught about 15 keepers. And so then I managed to, fill out with some decent other fish to get me that 16-11 total. So, yay, that means I fish tomorrow. Top 50 are fishing tomorrow. That's it. The rest, bye-bye to the rest. I've been there. I've had to leave early many a times. So, I get to stay and fish a third day. Yes. All right, so, how do I feel about tomorrow? I feel like I can go out and catch another 15 keepers. I've been catching, close to that number each of the first 2 days, and I really feel like I can go out and do it again tomorrow. In fact, I can just start running. I'm going to end up having to start running some new water, and I'm confident that I can catch fish in new water, because I did it today. I ran a new spot. I just ran a new place today, and I think I caught one of the fish I weighed, and then I caught a couple shorts and 2 other keepers, and all in about 40 minutes. So I'm confident. But am I confident that I can bring in a 20-pound catch? Hey, that's going to be a tall order, because in 2 days I've gotten 1 kicker. So, but you never know. I could pull up on the right stretch and all of a sudden drill a couple of good ones, and then somewhere else maybe catch a good one, and next thing you know, I do got an 18, 19, 20-pound bag. That's why I'm going fishing tomorrow, just to see what the hell can happen out there. Anyways, I'm super tired. Woke up at about 3:30, couldn't fall back to sleep. And then, so sleep deprived. And then, of course, standing on my feet all day fishing, that's tiring. And then, this is kind of funny. So I thought I'd get in a little jog, after the tournament. So I got back to my campsite, looked at my Google map, and I'm like, hey, if I run this big loop around her here 2 times, that'll be about 30 minutes. So I go to get on that loop, and it was the whole thing ended up being about, after 36 minutes, I quit running. I'm like, I've been a little bit out of practice. I'm not in total running shape right now. The last time I ran was maybe a week ago, and it's been kind of sporadic. So after 36 minutes, I'm like, I still had another mile. And so then I just walked the rest of the way. And that was just a little much. So that's all I got to say. Over.